Well, here's my next project. Tell me what you think. (1956) basket case 15-horse Evinrude. Another scrapyard special. This one, well, let it speak for itself. The screws were already out. I just got to take the choke knob off. Well, right off the bat, I could see that it's got a Johnson choke knob on it. They're interchangeable. Johnson choke knob. You ready for this? Open the latches first. This has got to be one of the nastiest motors I have in my hoard. It's with the top 10 anyway, so. Ugh. She's a crusty one. Rodent nests. So I'm going to blow all this out and get rid of all this junk. I'm going to put a mask on too. So let me get back with the blower. Rodents. Creepy crawlers. Could be worse. Could be a lot worse. Wasn't too much bulk. Now I'm just going to get the air hose and blow the rest of this off. Actually, I'm going to use my leaf blower. My trusty Toro. Here goes. So off camera, I loosened up the screws on the bypass covers. This is one of the rules I always tell people. If you got one of these old motors, wherever, garage sale, or you have one, pull these bypass covers off. And a lot of times, you got to use an impact screwdriver or a vice grip to get them off because they've been in there since the 50s. It took me about 10 minutes. I couldn't get the bottom ones off. The right way to get the bottom screws off is to pull this lower pan off, but I managed to get it off, so. To remove it, let me see, are we in focus? Uh-oh, what are we gonna see? Yuck. Muck. Muck, 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 muck. Well, I've seen worse. It's not from salt water. It looks like it's from rainwater. So, we're probably looking at, I'll try to free it up, but we're probably looking at another total rebuild here. Check out number 2. So you can see the rainwater little salt powder on the inside of the bypass covers. I've seen much worse than this actually free up. But she's seized up. Just doing a quick check here. Choke works, that's a good sign. Throttle linkage is stuck. Tiller is stuck. Let me see if I can get this totally off of here. Remove this cover. Ugh. Cover still got some of the graphics still visible. Seen better. Got to keep it in perspective how old this thing is, you know, from the 50s. Probably hasn't ran in 40 years plus, I would think. No movement with the flywheel. So that's probably most likely the crank journals, or the bearings are stuck. So I guess what I'm just going to do is, after just a quick evaluation here, all the parts are here. I'm going to start disassembling it. First thing to do is I'll pull the recoil off. No, first I'm going to try my screwdriver trick. Let me get a screwdriver. So I already kind of know that this thing isn't going to free up just by the fact that it doesn't rock at all. Usually you have to have a little movement and the screwdriver will work here. Again, I just do it so much without too much force because you'll break the legs off the recoil. So next thing I'm going to do is pop the recoil off and remove the flywheel. So far it looks like a total disassembly rebuilt on this guy. It has a two-bladed brass prop, which is nice. Somebody put a nice big bolt in there and a screw clamp. I see that a lot. Shift handle is broke. I don't know if it shifts. Let me go get a vice grip, see if it shifts. No shift. Hard as a rock. So that does that in. This is all par for the course for me. This would be a good motor to take to the scrapyard. Get probably $10 for it, maybe, in dirty aluminum, maybe a little bit more. All right, so let me get that recoil off and pop the flywheel. I'm expecting the coils to be, the original coils probably all cracked. We'll see. So after losing the footage of me pulling the flywheel off, I think I got that situation figured out. I wanted you to see both of us for the first time what the coils look like, because most times they're cracked because the motors have been sitting for years and it's got the original coils from the factory. But in pulling the flywheel off, coils were replaced. There's a 1977 stamped on it, so I'm assuming they were changed in 1977. So that's a good thing. Very rarely I find the coils are bad. Very rarely. And I'm saving myself $40 right there just by having the coils. So I got the block, as you can see, is stripped down. I got all the bolts out. All the bolts came out. The 3 nuts in the front, the 5 screws in the back. The 5 screws in the back were replaced with stainless steel. So maybe that's what made it easy. I only had to heat 1 and 2 up a little bit just to get them out with my big screwdriver. So now I'm ready to separate the block from the midsection. Pull the head here. Just a reminder, on that last motor I had, check the shape of the key slot. It'll save you headaches down the road. This one looks like it's almost new. It's not fanned out at the bottom, so that's good. Now this has got to be one of the worst motors. I enjoy doing the basket cases. I say it over and over again. Anybody could go out and buy a motor that looks brand new from the 50s, a couple things and get it running. To me, I like the challenge of taking something that's totally wasted and making it run again. That's just my thing. That's my whole deal with me. That's how I am. So let's get ready to pull the head off. I'm going to break a couple bolts, see how bad it is. Remove the spark plugs first. NGK plugs too, by the way. I don't know. They haven't been in there too long. I don't know the history of this motor. I don't remember. Just that it came from the scrapyard somewhere from 95 to 2000. Okay, so let me see how the head bolts come out. Another telltale sign, plugs. One's a little rusty. That was the top one. I had the same kind of rust in here. And the bottom was a little salty, so. And that one was a little slightly wet. So, nothing new. With a wrench. So now I'm just going to zap them off. Very surprised. Good and bad. Oh, I broke one. I thought I got that one loose before putting the air on it. Go back to that. Now the one that broke, somebody put a washer head bolt in there. It wasn't even the right bolt. Probably wouldn't have broke if it had the original bolt. It was a harder, better quality bolt. All right. Well, let's tap the head off and see what it looks like inside. It could be a mess. It could be okay. We'll see. Yuck. Yucky, yuck. Yuck, yuck, yuck. Oh, wow. Yeah, it looks like the top one got salt water in it. Not looking good. Now I'm going to blow all this junk away. Without getting on the lens. All right, I got most of it. The head gasket off. Head gasket's not blown. Probably submersion or left out in the rain. So I'm just going to keep taking it apart. Magneto, Coil, all this, everything's got to come apart. Pop the power head, open it up. Probably have to press the pistons out. Bringing it back to life. What else? Again, I was saying there's a nice brass prop down there. Two-bladed brass prop, which is cool. Got the new coils. Well, they replaced coils, not new, but. So I'm just going to spray WD-40 in there and take my razor blades and clean some of the rust off. This is definitely the reason why it's froze up. Pretty bad. Well, you know, we'll see. Could be a block change. So next video you'll see the power head will be off and we'll open up the block, hopefully. Stay tuned. Well, here I'm just scraping the rust off the top of the cylinder. It was pretty heavy in spots. So when I go to press the pistons out, it makes it a lot easier. And then I can take a wire brush, you know, after I get the heavy stuff off. This is what I use. It's crude, but it works. I'm removing the one nut bolt that I broke. Always one in a group. Actually, this bolt was replaced, like I mentioned before, with a lower quality of hardness bolt. So most times this is how I get them out. If not, I just cut them flush and step drill them to tap size. Yeah, this one's easy. Not a lot of salt build up on it, you know. It's just the wrong bolt. It was too soft. And what else? Oh, over here, which was kind of odd, they put a cotter pin in through here because the original plastic piece broke. So I tried pulling the cotter pin out and it broke off. So now I'm going to have to get a punch and see if I can punch it out or just leave it. It's actually pretty strong. The plastic never break. The old 50s motors, I think up until 58, 59, they were brass and then they went to plastic. But either way, I'll probably just knock it out and replace the pin that goes in there. So here I'm going to start. The power head should come off. I was wiggling it before, but I did not get it all the way off. A lot of times, for my advice, it's only suggestion, is just take the gear case off. It's going to service the water pump anyway. And that will eliminate the drive shaft being stuck in the power head. So let's see if I can get it off just with some human power. There it goes. Now these motors had the baffle plate in it. I forgot what year, but they did away with them. I don't know, maybe the early 60s. I must have a stock of these in my garage. I must have about 20 or 30 of them. But that's the power head separation. Next thing I'm going to do is take all the bolts out and I'll show you the inside of the power head, see if the crank is any good. I don't care too much about the rods and the pistons because they are easily to replace, more so than a crank. The bottom one here, somebody glued the gasket on, but the bottom cylinder actually, after a closer evaluation, is worse than the top. So I'm almost 100% sure I'm going to press the pistons out, and then we'll take it from there. Again, it's fun getting these junk piles of motors, these basket cases back running again. Really, really neat. After a while wheeling, no sandblasting. Wasn't hardly any paint on this block at all. So I prime it. First coat of primer. I'll just put 2 coats on, not too crazy. Again, my favorite. Self-etching primer from Home Depot. Best buck for your money. It's all primed and ready to go. Paint next. I disconnected the inner part, shift rod connector, and I took off the broken handle. And I can only move this gear shifter maybe almost a half a turn. It was really tight. I heated everything up. I tried just heating it up. Wouldn't work. I had to drill 1, 2, 3 holes just deep enough to get to the shaft to get WD-40 in there. And then I got it to spin 360. So now it should technically come out. Now this drill doesn't have reverse, so it'd be easier if it had reverse, but let's try it. But you got to make sure you disconnect it here. Nope, she ain't coming out. This one's really got a burr on it. So I'm going to try some more heat and try it again. So it turned out that's aluminum bushing there. I forgot the old motors had that. So that was stuck to the shaft. So now I'm in the process of freeing that up. It might come out. And I changed drills. I got a smaller drill reverse. Now that it's freed up 360, I put a different drill on it. So I know I won't hurt my arm. No, so I still got to pry and get that bushing off. So this one, even when I tried both drills, didn't work. They could be a mother bear sometimes. So the only way to get it out is what I'm doing now, is to pound it out. And that would be the only answer. I forgot again that there's aluminum bushing here, but that's free. So yeah, I just could have left it in there because it's nice and easy and put it all back together. But going this far, you just gotta be careful where you put the vice grip. Just from my experience, you know, casting will break right here. Gotta be really careful. Oh, there goes the bushing. Oh my God. The cart would be right against the stand. Making it look like a bomb attack here. And there she goes. There she goes. There she blows. Again, I drilled 3 holes in there to get some lubricant in there just to get it to move 360. Once I got it to move 360, I knew that the big drill, the chuck was slipping. Then I went to my smaller drill, which is also a 1/2-inch chuck. It's got a little better of a chuck on it. And that moved it. And I ran it for about a minute, reverse and forward, and then I knocked it out with the vice grip and hammer. These can be a real pain in the cayunas, I'm telling you. Another one for the books.